Yeah.
Should be good to start, Dewey.
Good morning. I want to say welcome. I'll say thank you for being here. And I want to start by asking each and every one of you for some consideration. The grief is very hard to deal with. So I'm working on it myself, and yet, at the same time, I want to let you know some thoughts, feelings, impressions that I've had in the last, maybe 24 hours. Okay? But let me make a disclaimer first before I say anything. And I'm not a medicine man, not a preacher, not a priest, I'm not a prophet. I ain't none of that. And I say that with respect and humility. I'm just me. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not a Christian. I'm not with organized religion. So what I say and do here is based on my awareness, my concept of spirituality, if I could put it that way there. So I want to make that disclaimer very, very clear. The language that I use when I do these kind of ceremonies, there's two schools of thought on the language that I use. I got my language where there was an old man a long time ago from the Menominee tribe. He trained me, he schooled me, he told me how to do things. He told me how to make people feel good with these words. That's my greatest goal, is to do that for everybody, because everybody grieves, everybody cries, everybody has these emotions. So with that kind of language in mind, I want to share that with you, the healing effect of our traditional language. The other school of thought is, I didn't get it from a book, and I say that with the greatest of respect, because there are people who are trying to preserve what little language we have left. So with those two concepts in mind, I really appreciate you trying to understand where I'm coming from. I try to be as original as I can, because that's just the way I am. I can't change that. I lean toward spirituality in the big picture, in the bigger sense of the word, and I try to share that through actions, words, and behavior. If I can do that for somebody here today, to let them know that during a hard time of grieving, yeah, there is sunshine after that. So we have to know how to process our grief in order to get through these particular segments of grief. And that's something that I want to do. Let me share something of a very personal nature. Something I've never shared in front of a bunch of people. Group, I should say, excuse me. Last night I had a dream, or the other night I had a dream. The old man that taught me about dreams and visions and ways of life, customs, traditions. He trained me in such a way as to be sensitive when a time like this comes. The dream I had was about the brother. I can really say that it was more than a dream. It was more than a vision. It was something straight from him. Thoughts, feelings, emotions. In the dream, he spoke to me, and I want to define what I mean when I say spoke. On the other side, there is no sound. There is no words. There is no all of these things. There is only telepathy. I've never used that word around before. Telepathy is the age-old talent and gift that the ancient people had when they communicated telepathic from the outside to this side. I just have to be a recipient of that sensitivity based on the training that I got from the old man. And he told me about that. And at my age now, I'm 73, I'm just beginning to realize that, yeah, the relatives, they do come to us. And for those who are got a clear mind, a clean heart, you can talk to your relatives all day long. You never have to be lonely. This is just a reflection of where we know where our relatives go. And that's the best part about it. His wife, Jean, also came to me. They looked so peaceful. When I looked at her, her skin was like brand new. Rediscovered, that kind of thing. So his words to us today, if I can channel, if I can reflect that in a healing way, is to say, my relatives, my brothers and sisters, I'm at peace. There's no more pain. There's no more sorrow. There's no more nothing, but only love, pure love. The love on this side is less pure than what there is on the other side. Okay, let me share that, another experience, just to let you know that I would never stand in front of a group of people and say something that ain't true. So I'm gonna try to get close to the truth as I can. With the experience, I went back in 2016, had open heart surgery. Shorten up the story. They shut my heart down for 6 hours, as well as the breathing. And for 6 hours, I laid on that table, not knowing where I was, but didn't have no fear, because before that, I was told that I would survive that by the Spirit. The Spirit tells me these things, not through language, but through telepathy. The Spirit told me you'll be all right. Go through the process, let it do it, and you'll be all right. Okay, so at one point, after I came back in intensive care, I was in the bed, and I started to wake up a little bit. I started coming to. all of a sudden I looked, and there's my bed, and there goes Dewey laying in that bed. I said, whoa, what happened? All of a sudden, my dad, who's been over there for 50 years, through the use of telepathy, came up, right up to my ear. He said, no, you ain't getting in here. It's your time yet. I'm gonna tell you what, all you gotta do is lay there 5, 6 days. He said, then you're out the hospital. And you're back on the street, running around and walking around. He says, okay, so I says, okay. And when I looked at him, he too, skin was so beautiful. Brand new skin. That tells me you get a brand new body when you go on the other side. You get all of that stuff new. And that's what my experience has been, so I can let you know that that little curtain that separates us from the relatives that I say might have given me a little peek into where our relatives go once we leave here. What it left me with, I have no fear of death. Now, death, there is no death. There is only change and transformation of the body. Spirit goes somewhere else. So my brain death. Boy, I'll tell you, the happiest day of my life was when I said no. Not brain death. I want to share that with everybody because everybody's afraid of the unknown. Once you get a glimpse, when you open up the curtain, you'll different after that. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to talk to my brother, and I want to try and get through as little grief as I can. Yeah, I want to get the message up to him. Now, the watch kicked him, tell him about it. I said, yeah, massive, no. Шовца народ, значи вайка малко за Сасос. So yeah, why did they young? Why did they young? I'm about to say when. Well, why did they young? Copy now. Mr. Wazen, Scott. Can't you hear me? My place like crazy. Smart safety or money coming back. Check. So not more watching. Where's the seat? So not more. Ryan, Volta, Gwitch. Thank you. Those kind of words. What I want to do now is I want to thank some people who provided some of the services that are available to everybody else. And I think the casino or the smoke shop provided some tobacco, and another agency provided some food. And I think that's being cooked somewhere, I think it's Dory's house. Okay, now, something different for the day. When a relative passes, everybody has these thoughts, these emotions, these feelings, these things like, gee, I wish I would have saw him before he left. Gee, I wish I would have said this before he left. I have two relatives right now who are on the other side of our friendship, meaning that they disagreed with something today, so I want to offer also some healing words for them, my brother and sister. And I want to just say that I have total unconditional love for them, even though they have a problem right now. But that the bigger picture tells me that's what I got on the inside of me is unconditional love for everybody. That's where I'm at. Okay. Now, here's the best part. Being that everybody has these thoughts and feelings and whatnot inside of them, I want to open up the floor for anybody who wants to stand here. Give you the heel. Anybody wants to stand here and talk to us about how we can heal ourselves not only at an individual personal level, but also on a tribal level. If your mind is that intelligent, talk to us, tell us how much we can heal ourselves from the everyday stuff that we live. At this time, anybody wants to say something, you're welcome to say something. Talk about a relative, yourself, or whatever.
Bougie Money and all my relatives, Chuck Skinner. I wish I would have saw my brother also and more often. 2 miles away, whatever, I'm from Milwaukee. Like Dewey said, when he saw Dad, you know. And you gotta get rid of that negative energy, try to turn all that negative energy into something positive. That's what I've learned recently. Is, you know, be humble, love, unconditional love. I wanted to see Leg, I wanted to see Doris today. They're gonna heal themselves and we're gonna meet up again. I don't see my relatives a lot. No, there's no excuse. But just too much negative in this world. And for you to be humble and clean and pure, honest, just turn all that negative energy away. Stay away from those kind of people, or help them understand how to be humble. Thank you.
Anybody else? I'd love to hear more. Oh man, it's really all of us.
I'd like to say something.
Let's get it all over.
Uncle showed me something when I went to look at his house that you lived with the bears, the minimum, there was no garbage can, he didn't ask much, and he did a lot. You don't even know what this man went through in his life. But there's no more suffering, he's not alone. And someday we're all gonna be older, but he did show me a final lesson that you don't need much to get by. After I came out of his house, I felt guilty, I felt ashamed, but we have to keep in mind, everybody's definition of happiness is something else, and the man was happy. He lived and died on his own terms. At that age, that's pretty tough in my books. I couldn't do it. All them years alone in that little bitty, that's pretty strong. But I loved him. And now he's free. No more pain. No worries. Thank you all for coming.
Let me just wrap it up by saying thank you for letting me share some of the most personal experiences that I've ever had. My goal, my dream, my wish, my vision is for you to take that information and to share it with people who are similarly situated, shall I say, or who are in certain circumstances. I also learned from the old man that I talked about. His story was very short, time was very short. And the main message from him was the guy was full of sunshine all the time, man.
Yeah.
And he talked that way. And when I learned that life can really be short, then it's like I had to tell myself, how much of this do I want to enjoy? How much can I give to my grieving relatives? How much can I give to my relatives who are having a problem? How much can I do with this? And then after a while, you become so happy. And you want to share just everything with people who are grieving, people who are sick, that kind of thing. And I thank the power to this day yet, that at my age, I'm 73 years old, he gave me the most beautiful health that he can give anybody, because I can still keep pace with the daily routine, the daily stresses, the daily this, the daily that. I've been gifted with some good health, and I think everybody knows. They see me out on the highway, all they used to hate me, riding around. So with that in mind, that in mind, yeah, we can heal ourselves. And we can,
I'm sorry, Uncle Dewey, I'd like to take this time after time to recognize our relation here for taking care of him. Her and her daughter watched over him all the years.
that was the last part of my rap, man. That's what
I'm sorry.
right now. Thank you for
I'm
reminding me.
sorry.
Connie and, Melissa was your daughter, I think, right?
Melissa and all this whole row is my family,
Thank you.
and
All of you,
we're
man,
involved,
and
and
I love you, and I'm really glad, and I'm happy that you,
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you very much.
yeah, you guys took care of my brother, you guys know him better than we do as a
Right.
family.
Right.
You saw more of him than we did. I won't go into that, but, you know, there's a special blessing when you take care of an elder. You guys are gonna get one heck of a good blessing. Even though you won't even recognize it sometimes, it's gonna be there for you. Maybe some little personal circumstance, that kind of thing. And then you'll remember, oh yeah, I remember that old man we used to take care of, maybe he helped you out. He's good at helping you out. And so you know, put it that way there, you know. And when it does, my little world, sometimes go when a spirit visits me, hair really ran from my neck, or a little feeling with all my spine. When that happens, then I know somebody's around, so it's like, wakes me up even more. So that will probably happen, Connie, to your family. Thank you ever so much. More unconditional love for you and your family, man. Never forget it. I think I covered, pretty much what I want to say. Pass the message on. You don't have to fear death at all. That's, you miss them, yeah, but you don't fear it anymore. Now, back for a while, I was letting my thinking get away, and I won't say what I was thinking about, but the old man told me, he says, no, you don't wanna go there before your time, he says, but, you know, so it's like I gotta put that thinking on the shelf. All the way home. So it's like, it's just enjoy the place for what it's worth. I wanna thank you. Rose?
I want to thank everyone for being here today for my brother. He's a very special person to everyone that's here or wouldn't be here. He was a very humble, neat man. When my kids were young, he was our babysitter, so we really had a fun time with him. He didn't have no car, and he did, so he'd come off one tire big and the tires different. I always checked on us. And he'd stay with me while we were went to the powwow and everything, and I like that. He's a very humble man. Never asked for nothing, never want anything, just lived the way he wanted to live it. You couldn't interfere with that. Nobody could. And again, I thank the family, the Connie again for being there for him. And he was close to Barb and my mother, and then when her words was to take care of her when she passed. And they sure did. We really liked it. And of course, that's our family on my side. Respect you guys, love you. Thank you again for everything and affections were all showed up in my friends and family. Have a good day after it. I'll have a lunch at my house. Well, just wanna stop in and eat something, come on up. And drive safe on your way back home. Thank you.
Kapitán, kiküldöm én most, most abban készülök jól. A Massimo given tobacco to speak today to help Richard on his journey that he has to take. And well, ask the Creator to help him do that on his journey that for 4 days now, they're gonna travel within that time, there's things he has to do, and
wanted, so meet him up there. Be happy for him to see him. And, we should always remember that we'll see him again someday. When we have that opportunity to be with him again. Net man on elk. And we marking up and shit tomorrow and we'll see to work. How much for man and that and how much what to pay open. So not the morning I saw we could tell you. So you happy to work. And we marking up supposed to what to work. I asked we get up extra 10 minutes extra tell you. So what and they so on they to talk. Kada kota mshe kayana tena ka spaswana to say yeah one here to not what to kone unana chicken you may say to maka talking of madam leo face with the can say to me kata we yok spas na ka to wane umana here to kono no mas no Kenapa punya chicken and the okay? Yang pemasan dia okay. Saya mau kono, yang mau tahu pernah naik nama, saya tahu pernah kono nama security senjata. So nanti mina cina Moscow cina misyak pembat sewan. Kena payam cina kis keto, tu pemana caya kis kamu. Should propose someone when it's back and when up to monetary on the kiss come wall. Talking working on that in a moment. So 90 minutes and must go to him, we should come out 7. And then pay him on a course of 1. I always told talking working on that in a moment. So 90 minutes and must go to him, we should come out 7. And then pay him to master man, we come out 50 back, see to work. A money just speak. Talking working on that at the moment. So then we not turn in the school to when we ship from out 7. And if they on the course of the teach picture in the car. Massa dog. Talking working on that at the moment. So then we not turn in the school to when we ship from out 7. And if they want us to move her, but we to book Massa